Hi everyone, my name is Mary Beth. Welcome to my channel. So today we're going to ask the Divine Masculine how they feel about their Divine Feminine. And then we're also going to ask the Divine Feminine and how they feel about their Divine Masculine. And also please know that this is a timeless reading. So whenever you click on this reading is the right time for you. All right, so let's ask the Divine Masculine. How does the collective Divine Masculine feel about their Divine Feminine? Oh, that's interesting. Something just popped out. But it had nothing to do with this deck. I had a different card in this deck. That's so funny. I'll see what it says just because it popped out. But anyway, how does the Divine Masculine feel about their Divine Feminine? 2 cards, please. How does the collective Divine Masculine feel about their Divine Feminine at this time? What the heck is this about? Okay, so we also got the camera. So they are reminiscing about you. They are remembering the past. They have lots of memories. Let's put it that way. But let's also see what this says. So this has to do. So this is the Wheel of Fortune reversed and the Magician reversed. Okay, so how does the Divine Masculine feel about you? Well, they feel like you were a missed opportunity. They feel like this was a missed opportunity, and they feel like they didn't manifest quite what they wanted to manifest. Okay, so what they're feeling is that this was their destiny. You know, this was something that they felt was a destined relationship, is what they're telling me. But at the same time, they feel like they somehow manifested something different. They feel like they have a missed opportunity. They're not quite sure where they went wrong. They feel like this was a missed opportunity, and they are having memories from the past. That is what they're feeling right now. But let me get another clarifier. How does the Divine Masculine feel about the Divine Feminine? How does the Divine Masculine feel about the Divine Feminine, please? How does the Divine Masculine feel about the Divine Feminine? Okay, my hair. Okay. All right, so we have kisses. So the way the Divine Masculine feels about their Divine Feminine: unconditionally loving, falling in love, showing affection. So this is how the Divine Masculine feels about their Divine Feminine. Again, missed opportunity. Okay, so let's take a look at the Divine Feminine and how the Divine Feminine feels about their Divine Masculine for the collective. 2 cards, please. How does the Divine Feminine feel about their Divine Masculine at this time? For the collective, please. 2 cards. Okay. So we have the World card. And what is this? And authenticity reversed, which I find very interesting. Okay, so what this is telling me is that the way the Divine Feminine is feeling is that they have certainly completed quite a cycle, and it's like they're no longer holding on to the past, which is great. They're no longer clinging to the past, and it's like they're starting anew, and they feel like they've completed this particular cycle with their Divine Masculine. But they're questioning the authenticity of this relationship. They're questioning, are you the one? They're questioning that. They're saying, are you actually the one? Because I don't see any proof here. Are you the one? But let me get a clarifier here. Why is the World card with authenticity reversed? Just one card, please. Why the Divine Feminine? How they feel about the Divine Man? Why is the World card here with authenticity reversed? One card. Dependency. Yeah. Yeah. So what this is telling me is that the Divine Feminine feels like they feel a bit too dependent on this relationship. Okay? And look, you're pretty scarred up by it, you know? Like look at the scars and the blood on her arm. I guess the cat kind of scratched her, I guess. I don't know. And it's almost like feeling like the Divine Feminine is kind of feeling like they're in this rut, in this habit of like this cycle. Oh, that's what they're telling me. Oh, okay. Now what is okay? So and then now I'm starting to get it. So I feel like the Divine Feminine feels like they're in this rut and they're having this habit of over and over overthinking about this relationship. They're questioning, is this really the one? And they just want to complete this cycle. They feel like they're so dependent on this relationship that they just want to. They feel like they want to get out of this cycle. That they just want to be done with it. Almost like this. It's almost like you know when you're on this wheel of fortune, you're on this wheel of cycles, and it spins round and round and round and round, and you expect some kind of change, and you expect some kind of new thought process or some kind of new physical realm or something different. And you guys are feeling like this habit just keeps spinning its wheels and you're still questioning if this is the right thing. You're all up in your head, not really in your gut, and you just kind of want to complete this. You really want to complete this cycle. This is how you're feeling. But let me get a clarifier here. Okay. How does Divine Feminine feel about the Divine Masculine? One card, please. How does the Divine Feminine? Yeah. Same thing, right? So the Divine Masculine is feeling very unconditionally loving and falling in love with their Divine Feminine. And the Divine Feminine is at this time is keeping a positive mindset. Okay, so the Divine Feminine is feeling like, I'm in gratitude, I'm keeping a positive mindset, I am manifesting, I am living my bliss, okay, and this will attract. Let me get one more card though, because I feel like I am getting a lot of feeling on how the Divine Feminine feels about themselves. I could be wrong, but I feel like Divine Feminine's trying to keep a positive mindset is what I'm getting from that card. But how does the Divine Feminine feel about the Divine Masculine? Why are we evading this question? I almost feel like I feel like all of you are evading this question. I feel like I feel like the Divine Feminine is like trying not to have feelings at all for their Divine Masculine is what I'm getting. Because I'm not getting feelings here from the Divine Feminine. Just a questioning. Are you the one? How does the Divine Feminine actually feel about their Divine Masculine? What's the authentic truth here? What's the authentic truth? What's the authentic truth? How does the Divine Feminine actually feel for the collective of the Divine Masculine at this time? Wow. Frustrated in the relationship. That's how you're feeling. You have lack of confidence in this relationship. Okay, so we got the not enough card. So you feel like this relationship is not enough. That's how you're feeling. You're like, I'm frustrated. I don't have confidence in this relationship. I feel like this is going in the wrong direction. I have fear that my Divine Masculine's not coming back. Some of you might be feeling jealous. Maybe you think or feel or know that your divine masculine is in another relationship. I'm not showing that here, but maybe that's maybe the thinking that's happening, or maybe you know something. And so, but at the same time, you're following your own positive mindset, and you're following your own bliss, and you're manifesting exactly what you want in your life. At the same time, questioning if your divine masculine is the one. Okay, got it. And your divine masculine sees you as a missed opportunity. Not really understand, but like reminiscing in the past, loving you, wanting to kiss you, sending unconditional love, but feels like not really manifesting what they want at this time. Now, let's mirror this, okay? This will be helpful, I think, okay? Because, again, I always say with the twin flames, they have no choice but to mirror what's inside of you. And so if this is what's inside of you, not enough, that means you may not feel like you're enough. Okay, so this is a two-way street now. So some of you might be feeling like you're not enough without your divine masculine. And some of you might be thinking that, okay, this is what they're telling me, because this is what we've been learning, right? This is the big thing that we've been working on the latest. This is the latest, right? So the latest is the shadow work, okay? And so we're acting like we're not enough because there's parts of us that we're suppressing. So those parts of us that we don't like about ourselves. And we're getting that mirrored back in our divine masculine, because you can't hide from your own darkness, right? So you can't hide from the fact that there are parts of us that are very dark. There are parts of us that are selfish. There are parts of us that are disrespectful. There are parts of us that are, I'm trying to think of things about me that I don't like about myself that I feel like is probably in me. There are parts of us that are ignorant, right? It's like, no, 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 I don't like that part of myself. Anyway, and so when you're running away from your own darkness and you're running away from your own shadows, okay, so now you're getting into this where you're not enough. And you have to love your whole self, your light part and your dark part. And your divine masculine has no choice but to mirror that back to you. And as long as you're not feeling like you're enough, which a lot of it I think is not conscious, because I think a lot of it does have to do with the fact that we're not embracing our entire shadow side. I think that's I'm not going to say it's a final step. I always think we hit the final step. If any of you have been watching my YouTube channel since the beginning, know that I've been going in steps here and like, okay, let's master this. Now let's master that. It's almost like I could write a book now. Okay. And then same with them, they are, sorry, I have the fan on. My hair was going crazy. And then with them, you are also mirroring back in them that they have not healed inside of them or suppressing inside of them. So there's stuff that they're suppressing and they don't think is a part of them. They don't believe it. They'll see it in other people. It'll be triggered back to them. But you are like their mirror, so you're shining this light on them. And so they have to also do this mirror work to feel like they're enough. Okay. Hope that makes sense. And I do readings on this, so if you want more clarity, you can email me, and I do readings on this. And you can email me at twinflamealchemisttarot@gmail.com. Okay, so let's ask another question. How does the divine masculine feel about themselves? How does the divine masculine feel about themselves? Because we have to mirror this back. Because all you can do is mirror back to them how they feel about themselves. We don't have a choice but to mirror back to them how they feel about themselves. So how do they feel? All right. Interesting. So how they feel about themselves, we have 10 of Swords reversed and we have Empress reversed. So what this is telling me is that they're not very nurturing to themselves. They're not nurturing themselves. They're not really noticing their own abundance. They're not really giving themselves what's missing. So there's certain things that are missing, and they're not nurturing those parts either. So again, with the shadow side, there are parts of their shadow side that they are suppressing, and they need to nurture that part of themselves and to say it's okay, I love myself anyway. And so the way they feel about themselves is they are working on nurturing themselves, is what I'm getting from this. It's all about, the Empress is all about giving birth to new ideas. It's about creativity. It's about patience. It's about abundance. It's about nurturing yourself and others. And so because it's reversed, oh, interesting. Okay, this is what else they're telling me. That they're also kind of denying their own divine feminine side. That's interesting. Okay, because we all have a divine feminine, we all have a divine masculine side. So the divine feminine is very much, here I have my little cheat sheet here. So the divine feminine is very much about feeling, it's about intuition, it's about compassion, introspection, nurturing. Okay. And I feel like they might, it's also about surrendering, creativity, dedication, going with the flow. And so I think a lot of the masculines are possibly denying or maybe not balancing out their own divine feminine sides of them, which might be putting you out of balance. If they're out of balance in their own divine feminine, that might be putting you out of balance and vice versa. That makes sense because you're a mirror and it's two bodies that share a soul. And so you can't help you guys are balancing out each other. And so if your divine masculine is kind of denying their own divine feminine side, not denying, they're saying that's not correct. They're like, nope, not denying, they are just a little imbalanced. They're just not balanced in their divine feminine. So they just have to work on incorporating more of their divine feminine. Okay. Awesome. Now let's look at this other one. So now we have 10 of Swords reversed. So this has to do with painful endings. And so what they're saying is with this painful ending is that some of them might be feeling bad about the painful ending. And it's not for the same reasons that you may think. You may think that the painful ending that they feel guilty about, and that maybe they feel like they did something to you, and for some of them it is true, but for some of you, the divine masculine feels bad about the painful end. They're feeling like you caused the painful ending, and they feel like they're not in a good position right now because they feel like you're the one that wanted the painful ending, is what they're telling me. And they don't know what to do with that. And so they're feeling like their divine feminine may not want them, is also what they're telling me. The divine, but at the same time, they're getting over the painful ending. They're getting over it. But they don't necessarily think that it was them that ended it. And they don't necessarily feel like you're the one that got hurt. They may feel like they're the only ones that got hurt. I know that sounds weird, but you're mirroring each other because I think that's how you feel. Like if you're feeling that you're the only one that got hurt in this breakup, you're mirroring that back and forth to each other. So now both of you are feeling like you're the only one that got hurt, when in actuality both of you got hurt in this painful ending. And this is being mirrored back, and so you have to send each other loving compassion. Okay, let's look at the divine feminine. The divine feminine, how does divine feminine feel about themselves? How does the divine feminine feel about themselves? How do we feel about ourselves? For the collective, how does the collective divine feminine feel about themselves? 2 cards, please. 2 cards. How do they feel about themselves? Interesting. Well, we got the Lover's card, and we got the Hangman reversed for the divine feminine. Okay, so it's funny. In this deck, they call the Lover's card ultimatum. And so it's almost like y'all are making an ultimatum with yourselves. So this is what they're telling me. So this is all about coming into union with yourself, which of course your twin flame is yourself because it's 2 bodies with 1 soul. And you're coming into union with yourself, and it's almost like you're giving yourself an ultimatum. Almost like you're telling yourself, this is what I need from you. And I don't know if they're saying it's from you or it could be your twin flame. It's almost like you feel like you want to make an ultimatum. Has to be to yourself, because this question is my question was, how does the divine feminine feel about themselves? This had nothing to do with how you feel about your divine masculine. So I cannot go off that question. So the question is, how do you feel about yourself? So it's almost like you're giving yourselves an ultimatum. Which I don't know if that's the best way to go, but some of you are giving yourselves an ultimatum, and it's almost like, so this is the Hangman reversed. Okay. So the Hangman is all about his hair, sorry. So the Hangman is all about a couple things. It's all about patience. It's all about having a new perception. It's all about, kind of hanging in the balance at the same time trusting. Okay. And in this card, she's all just swinging on a swing. Doesn't seem too concerned. And there's like a deck of cards hanging out in the background. Well, this is Alice in Wonderland card deck. But anyway, she's all hanging out. And so this is reversed. So it's like I feel like you're hanging on by a thread is what I'm getting. So the way you feel about yourself, though, is that you have this new perception with yourself that like you're giving yourself an ultimatum. But I need clarity on this. Like what? I don't get it. Like what kind of ultimatum are you giving yourself? What does this have to do with? What's the ultimatum? What's the ultimatum? What does this have to do with? How does the divine feminine feel about themselves? What does this have to do with? Yeah, the relationship. It's like you still feel this relationship is over. You feel like there's no second chances. It's almost like you're giving yourself this ultimatum and you're feeling like I need to like, I don't want to use that term. I was going to say crap or get off the pot. Crap or get off the pot. That's what it's almost like let's get something going here or forget it. Or like, let's just move on. Like, it's almost like you're done. I feel like you're done. You just like, but at the same time, they're also telling me that you're loving yourself because we have the Lover's card and that was upright. So you're loving yourself. It's almost like you feel like I love myself so much that I no longer want to put myself in this position. because this relationship is done. I've transformed. This relationship's not going anywhere. I've been hanging on for what? I love myself too much, and I'm just ready just to do what's right for me. So that's what I'm getting. But let me pull one more clarifier. How does the divine feminine feel about themselves? How does the divine feminine feel about themselves? So I'm trying to get an idea on what the divine masculine is mirroring back to them. Yeah. And this came out reversed, but it's called the love call. And so it's almost like you gave up on this love call. It's like you've given up, like you don't think that someone's going to express love to you, this message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. It came out reversed. It's almost like you no longer expect this to happen. It's like you're over it. Like it's not going to happen. I love myself. The relationship's over. I've transformed. I'm no longer going to hang on. I'm just going to let go. I think what this means is a lot of you are just going to let go. And you're going to do it because you love yourself. It's almost like an ultimatum to yourself. Like as an ultimatum to yourself, you're no longer going to feel like you're not enough. You're going to feel like I'm enough. I have lots of abundance. No more of this dependent type of, like what's that word? When you're codependent, right? So when you're codependent on someone else, you're like, no more of that. I'm happy on my own. I want a completion. I want to move on to the next cycle. And I'm the one. It's almost like that's what you're saying with this authenticity. It's just saying, I'm the one. I'm my own love of my life. I'm it. I'm the love of my life. That's my new perspective. I am no longer waiting for this love call. This relationship's over. And I am the love of my life. I'm it. Which actually is very healthy. If I am translating that correctly. If I'm translating that correctly, that is actually a really good sentiment right there. Okay, so let me. I'm going to pull a message from the divine masculine, but before I do that, I did pick a few clarifying oracle cards, all right, that may help as well. Okay, so the first card we got is Archangel Raphael. So Archangel Raphael is saying the healing angel is with you, supporting your healing work. So for many of you who are doing this healing work, so a lot of you are going within and healing your inner child, your shadow side, right? Your, integrating your shadow sides. That seems to be the theme right now with these retrogrades. And just know Archangel Raphael is helping you and transmuting with the white light or violet flame or whatever it is that you work with. So just know the healing work is going very well. You also got schizophrenia. We get this card all the time, right? We're all kind of feeling schizophrenic at this time due to the fact that we're kind of hanging on to two worlds right now. And, we're not really trusting, right? I think down here is where like we're hanging on. And what they're telling me is that we're hanging on to what's not really serving us, and we're hanging on for dear life. I feel like to our egos or to our shadow sides, to our inner child, like we're hanging on for dear life, and they're asking us just to let go and let the divine catch us and just start this new cycle, right? Because this is what y'all want. Y'all want this new cycle to come already. And this is all about feeling in bliss, feeling like, okay, I finally accept myself. I am no longer feeling like I am not enough. I'm no longer feeling like I'm dependent on anyone for my happiness, knowing that I'm the one that I can count on. And just know this is two bodies and one soul, and that you can count on your twin flame. Your twin flame never left you. Okay? This is not about me versus them whatsoever. This is you and you mirroring back each other and helping one another. Like you're in this together. At the same time, you're right. You can't be codependent on somebody in the third dimension, right? Loving yourself, knowing you're the one, not being codependent, and then trusting your gut, knowing that you're correct on whatever it was. Like you said, I got into this relationship for a reason. This journey is for a reason. Obviously, I signed up for it, but you're clinging on to the past. Some of you are still clinging on to the past. Some of you still have not let it go. There's something in the past that perhaps still maybe angers you or triggers you that needs to be worked on. Please remember, this is all about unconditional love, and that's why it was put in your place. You have to learn to, and same with them, they were also given mirroring situations where they also have to learn to unconditionally love you. Okay? And it's all about healing your inner child and healing your shadow side, not even healing it, just accepting it. And that is going to help heal the earth and the collective. Okay. And then the next one we got is follow your own good advice. Okay. So this one says, trust yourself. You know what is best for you. Trust yourself. All right. Trust yourself. You know what is best for you. Okay. Don't listen to others. Even with this reading, right? They're even telling me, like, whatever you feel is right for you. Don't let readers like me tell you what to do. Follow your own guidance. It just, deep inside what's the right thing, and you'll know by just if you go within, something will make you feel like, that's the right way, or something where it makes your heart sink, where you feel sad about it. That's probably not the way to go. So that's how you kind of know. Okay, and then you got the Wood Maiden, and this basically says trust. Okay, so please trust. Please trust. Please have faith. Have faith. Don't give up. I know. It's hard. It's hard for both sides. Both sides are very much in the same place where they're like, I'm giving up. I feel like giving an ultimatum. If it doesn't happen at this time, I'm done. And and I think everyone's kind of feeling this way. Where they're in this just before we let go. We're kind of like hanging on to some particular. We're also hanging on to some kind of particular outcome. We're hanging on to what we think something should look like. And the divine just asking us to let go and then trust and just be the highest versions of ourselves, which means at this time raising our vibration. But we can't raise our vibration without releasing the past, without releasing the control, and of course incorporating everything about us. Okay? Even the parts of us that we tried to suppress. All right, so how many minutes are we here? 33? Okay, I'll do that let's just pull a message from the Divine Masculine, shall we? Let's pull a message from the Divine Masculine. Let's just do that. I don't like to make these videos too long, but I promised we would do a message from the Divine Masculine, so let's do that. And then we'll do that for the next video. Okay. Let's see, what does the Divine Masculine want the Divine Feminine to know? Yeah. So they want you to know that they cannot take your reaction right now. Yeah. So this is what you're mirroring back. So if you're feeling like, I don't think this call is coming, and you're feeling kind of bad, if you're questioning, if you're saying, I don't know, are you really the one? Is this really authentic? I'm getting kind of mad at myself, feeling this dependency on someone, feeling maybe like I'm not enough. They have no choice but to mirror that, because it's you and them in another body. And if you're loving yourself, loving them, energetically connecting, then they are going to feel a bit safer with you. It's all in the energy, because sometimes you can even tell them, right? You can, let's say you do see them in person and you tell them, oh, I love you. If energetically they're getting something else, because remember, it's you in another body, they're not going to believe you. You cannot lie to your twin flame because it's you. It's two bodies and one soul. You cannot lie to your twin flame. They already know how you feel. You cannot hide how you feel. And so right now they're saying, I don't think I can take your reaction right now. So for some of you, you might be feeling something energetically that might be causing some kind of rift in the connection, and vice versa. And then they're thinking things that are like, let's see, something went bad with this manifestation. I don't seem to be manifesting this very well. There's a missed opportunity here, kind of looking at the past, not balancing out their divine feminine side, and they're mirroring that back to you. And around we go. And so we're all trying to complete the cycle of healing. Okay, we're all trying to not be so schizophrenic, so to speak. We just have to kind of let go and trust. All right, just keep doing the work. Know that what we're being shown is for a reason, and that our triggers are for a good reason. And, follow our own good advice. Okay. Well, I do hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope this was helpful. If it did help you, or if you do like this, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button. Thank you so much to all my new subscribers. I really appreciate it. And I will see, I do now post these every other day. And so I will see you on Friday. Thanks. Bye.